Sorry about that. Good morning, Kelly. Is that loud in the background? Can you hear that? Kelly? I was just looking at hold on. I was trying to pull it up. My friend Nicole, if you guys don't know, today is August 13th, 2022. So it's the 4-year anniversary of the Watts family murders. Say hi to Michael. Say hi to his buff arms too and his sweet ass. Just kidding. So I actually was just looking at to see if there was an update on the home because my friend Nicole was just driving through that area. No, not Nicole Kissinger. Look at this. Isn't that the coolest shirt you've ever seen in your life? I have the mug to match it too. The Nicole Kissinger is not guilty mug. Kelly says hi, Michael.
Hi.
Now, look at this. We're thriving. We're doing the salted caramel lifestyle mix. Thrive this morning. Hey, X amount of words. How you doing? So my friend Nicole went by there and she said that you used to be able to go up to the window of the house. Hey, Solo. Used to be able to go up to the front window and like look in the staircase and stuff like that. But now they have like cameras and everything set up. And I think they have the window blocked off too. You too. Hey, Jock Girl. Welcome. Hello, Mountain Vibes. Good morning. Get your coffee or your Thrive or whatever. I wanted to share a couple of things that are happening later today because I'm not going to be able to really participate because I'll be busy. But I wanted to share it out. And hey, Anitra, good morning. And a lot of you guys have come in to my channel from the Chris Watts case. That's how I've met a lot of people on here. So gather around and we'll get started in just a minute. No chance. No dance. No chance. No dance. No chance. Give me second chances. That's so cool!
I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! My
Something's going on with my stomach and it's going up through my esophagus and it's making me choke nonstop. So cheers to Thrive. Good morning, Grouchy Mama Bear. Hey, Sky Maiden. Ooh, Claire says, hello, Robbie. I've left another live to watch this dedication to your channel. That's really kind of you. Thank you for cock blocking everyone else for me. I'm just kidding. Hello, Lycan. Welcome. Yes, Robbie, I've watched you and Mexi at the Watts house and Survey 19 locations. You popped up on my feed. Well, it's great. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to share, hey, Poop Stain. That's a long time person on YouTube as well that I met through the Watts case. How many of you have met me through the Watts case? Hit a 1. I'm just out of curiosity. Good morning, Gelsey. Because the majority of the people and the friends that I've made on here have been through the Chris Watts case. Ooh, Lycan says, is this the elusive true crime I keep hearing about in this community but rarely ever gets discussed? It was overly discussed before, Lycan. Okay, overly discussed. Good morning, Aaron C. Okay, so NC Poop Stain, I call Miss Pandora Poop Stain. I met her through Molly Golightly when she was covering this case, and I really didn't even pay attention or care about it. But I had, so if you remember who Trent Bolt is, he was sleeping on my friend's couch while this was going on. And so there was a, hey, Larry, I see you lurking. There was a video that he shared with me, and then I gave it to Molly Golightly about Trent Bolt on the phone being interviewed by HLN. And then that's kind of how I got interested in it. And then obviously I live like 20 minutes down the highway from it. Claire says, you and Mexi were at Survey 19 location. You were funny. Yeah, and what sucks about going to Survey, Survey COVID-19, Survey 319. Oh, you met me from one of my haters, Grouchy Mama? That's awesome. Morning, Mrs. Portland. The sucky thing about going to Survey 319 is the service out there sucks. So you can't really do a good live stream out there, especially if you're doing ghost readings, because you don't get good signal. We've been there with the Armchair Detective and a bunch of different people going out there. Did you rough the ghosts up? The crazy thing about, okay, so going to the actual Watts house and doing paranormal stuff is, you know, because a lot of people have mixed feelings about it and they say, you shouldn't do that. That's disrespectful to the spirits and blah, blah, blah. Shut up. First of all, there's demons in that house and there's not ghosts, in my personal opinion. Hey, Lonnie. I'm going to highlight Lonnie's comment. Rest in peace, beautiful angels. She said, I made a cute video for them on my channel. Make sure you guys go check that out. I'm sure there's going to be lots of videos popping up today about it, which brings me to my point here in a minute of why I wanted to come up here. Lichen. Lichen. There is a, what I believe, have you ever heard what a imprint in like the spirit world, an imprint is? Anybody know what that is? NK's apartment. Now that was a great night. I don't live too far from NK's apartments. Well, not the ones she lives in now, if she lives in them, which I don't know. But I love my NK. Nicole Kissinger, if you're listening and if I ever run into you in public, I'm sure my boyfriend will be cool with it, but I want to make out with you. Any NK fans in here? Aaron says, I saw when you and Mexi did the drone at the Watts house, I was dying. The drone was weird because the drone turned around and flipped the other way. Hey, Christola, but back to what an imprint is. An imprint is like, so if something really good happens, like right now, if something really good happens, it's like a kind of like a photograph. It's an imprint. So it saves in time, kind of like a picture or a video, and it kind of just replays over and over. That's what an imprint is. Oh, you're not a fan, Claire? And an imprint can also be a dark, negative force. Like something terrible that happened. Like, have you guys seen the movie The Grudge? Kind of like that, except you don't have like the... Hold on, let me see if I can do it. Am I scaring you? Look at his face.
I'm not scaring you, just weirding me out.
Don't you think I did a good impression of The Grudge? He doesn't like it. The Ring was superior. But it's kind of like that. It's like it's an imprint in time. Good morning, Boots Mama. I know from... Wait a minute. You know me? Christola, that's how you found me as Jewels of Thought? I didn't know that. I haven't seen her go live in a really long time. Maybe it's just because I've dipped out of the true crime algorithm because I'm too busy talking shit to people. He probably wonders what the fuck you're doing. No, he's kind of used to it by now. Mrs. Portland says, good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
So later on today, do you guys watch the Decipher podcast with Tia? Because she did not schedule a... hold on, let me see if she did or not. She didn't schedule a live stream, but she had asked a bunch of people. I'm going to go to her community post right now so I can go over it, because she had asked me last week. She reached out and said, would you be willing to be a part of like a 4-year anniversary Watts thing? And I said, fuck off. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't. No, I said yes, but unfortunately I'm going to be busy later tonight because, I mean, obviously this case is what brought everybody pretty much that I know together. I remember when you and Mexi went to the house. Yes. Thank you, Delaney. Tonight at 8 p.m. Hold on. Let me pull it up real fast because I want to share her channel link with you guys. She invited a bunch of people. I don't know who all is showing up. I know Mexi is one of them. I think Armchair Detective, a bunch of different people that have, I mean, I think pretty much anyone and everyone that's covered this case is welcome to show up, and they're just going to have a discussion about what's going on now with it, which, by the way, let's get a little controversial for a minute. Thank you, Claire. Let's get a little controversial. Okay. Now, this is for entertainment purposes only. See how I did that? Entertainment purposes only. Who thinks that this is like a sealed, done crime case? Just like, okay, it's over. There's nothing else to look into. And who thinks it's not? Hit a 1 if you think it's done. 1 and done. Okay. Or 2 if no, there's more to it. Just out of curiosity. I think you know my opinion, but I'll share it again in a minute. Yes, happy birthday on Monday, Mrs. Portland. Look at that beautiful face. That was 2 years ago. I've been subbed to your channel since, Robbie. Aw, Lonnie. Ooh, a 2. That's a lot of 2s. Mama knows best. Galsey says it's done. 1 and done. Seeing a couple more 2s. Laura's a 2. Ooh, Delaney is a 1.5. Okay. All right, hold on. Decipher podcast. Yeah, she has not scheduled the live stream for tonight, but I'm going to go over her community post. So hang on. Conspiracy theories will go on and on. Have you guys heard the conspiracy? I mean, this I listened to for about half of a day, and I started to believe it. And then I was like, no, that's stupid. Do you guys hear the conspiracy that it actually, and I don't believe this, by the way, that this actually never happened. Have you guys heard that conspiracy yet? That there was some, who was it? Oh God. The district attorney was running and running again that year. And he needed like something, again, this is not what I believe. So stop. But he needed like something to latch onto. And since they were in debt, it was kind of like a win-win situation. And throw you a bone, I'll throw you a bone type of thing. Again, I don't believe it, but found your channel the day you went to the Watts house with Mexi. Yeah, and the first time I went there was with Mommy Rambling. She still has the live stream up. And that was kind of like a last minute thing, but that's kind of what got me interested because I didn't care. No, Lycan, you want to know what I believe? You're probably, well, I don't know if you follow this case or not. Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. Let me go over this first before I piss a bunch of people off. Hey, the DeLorean. I see your eyes lurking. What are you doing over there? What do you have to hide? Show yourself. Watch out, Sandy and Frank. I'm going to get mad for using free speech. I'm going to say something about that real fast. So I heard recently, and I don't even really know what the video, but there's a channel name called Leslie that had posted something about Kelly the Advocate being a bitch. Okay, if you guys know who Kelly the Advocate is, she is somebody who took it upon herself to advocate on this case. Lack of dick, I don't know. But she decided to start, advocating for the I don't know how to pronounce their names. Is it Ruchek family? And then recently a video popped up and they said, how dare you do that around this time, around the anniversary and stuff. But you guys realize the Manson, the Tate LaBianca murders and stuff like that, people continue to talk about that all the time. People make movies. People have made horror movies about the Manson, like made up horror. There's a made up horror film starring Hilary Duff playing Sharon Tate, and it's a complete like spin-off horror movie made up bullshit. And which they're probably one day going to do the same thing at the Watts house. I guarantee it. I said it's going to be the new Amityville, but it still hasn't sold yet. And they're going to say sitting for 4 years at set. And they're going to make it super creepy. Mark my words. One of your first videos I watched was you and Mexi. You went to the Watts house on your live and someone called the police on him. that would be, yeah, if that was the first video, the police didn't show up when I was there. When he went by himself, that happened after Natasha Cooper. That's how I discovered who she was, because she was basically telling people to call the police, and they did. Wait, Casey Jake says it just sold. Hold on a minute. Well, let me get into this first before I get into that. So this is Tia. She's one of my moderators and friends. And this is her. Oh, you found me through Mexi because I like paranormal and have stayed here ever since. Because I'm not normal and I'm para. Jolene says we could talk about whatever we want and we can have our own opinions and express them. It is not Sandy and Frank's privilege to tell us that we can't. Well, and I understand allowing people to grieve and stuff like that. But when you have a topic like this, obviously people are going to have different opinions and want to voice them. And some people are a lot more outspoken and aggressive than others. Okay. So this says, this is her Watts Island reminder. So tonight, August 13th at 8 p.m. I don't know if she's on. I don't know what time she's on. I think she might be 2 hours ahead. So I'm going to say 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. But don't quote me on that. So she says, we're recognizing the 4-year anniversary as well as the time we creators and avid listeners spent on the island, meaning Watts Island. Conclusions and discoveries don't have to align. The goals to gather in discussion and celebrate all the time and effort we spent on the Watts case, which is a lot, while also paying tribute to the 2018 tragedy and many loved ones impacted by the loss of this sweet family. Any funds raised will go directly to St. Jude's Children's Hospital and or the Lupus Foundation of America in honor of the family. So whether you're a creator or an invested listener, she says, please join them for a one-night cruise. Again, that's tonight at 8 p.m., but she doesn't say the time. Does anybody know her? Hold on. Let me go back to the chat. Oh, you found me through Molly. Where did, let me scroll up real fast. Because there was somebody in the chat that was giving me the information. Anybody know what time frame she's on? Because she didn't schedule the live stream. So she's saying we welcome basically everybody and would love to hear from you. If you can't make it or a bit hesitant about paneling up, but would still like to contribute, please feel free to send any thoughts or video clips that you might like to share. So if you guys are shy, camera shy, or anything like that, you can email her or DM her decipherpodcast1@gmail.com. She wants to know what surprised you most about this case. Was there anything specific in the discovery that made you go, whoa, or had you rethinking a conclusion? How did you approach this case? What was your biggest high and low? Has Watts changed the way you approach other cases? Yes, it has. I don't fucking touch them. How's the community changed since leaving the island? Basically, it's turned into a pile of shit. That's it. Lonnie says Frank's lawyer got CW to sign over the house to them so they can sell it. I think both families are getting the money from the sell. I'm a member of many Watts groups on Facebook. Yeah, I never was a part of any true crime or Watts Facebook groups. Because I think a lot of those have leaked into YouTube and brought a lot of trouble because they sound like they're real shitty. Lots of arguments in there, kind of like politics. What do you think Watts is doing today in jail? I don't know. Let's ask Michael. What do you think Chris Watts is doing in jail right now?
Having sex with other men.
Did you guys hear that? Having sex with other men. Frankie Rusek does own the house now. I don't know. Okay. I know nothing about Watts Island. Okay, let me finish this and then I'll get into my thing. So she says, let's come together as a community and enjoy an evening celebrating these precious lives and memories and maybe have a laugh or two along the way. Please share, and we look forward to hearing from you all. So let me share her channel link and I'll pin it. Hold on. Join Decipher podcast. So if you're interested there, hold on, I got to go to another screen. You used to say you would do Chris Watts. Yes, I would. Michael, just if you looked at Chris Watts on the street, would you want to have sex with him?
Yes.
He says yes. He did confirm.
Without a doubt.
I think, and that's what, hey, Louise, that's why, and again, like Trent Bolt and I, we're good with each other, but I will say that that's why I never believed that Trent that he would have hooked up with somebody like that, because there was an app that they had met on, which I've never heard of before, supposedly. If you're going to meet a guy, let's ask Michael. Michael, if you're going to meet a guy in Denver, what app would you go to? Grinder. What was the name of the app that they used, you guys? I've never heard of it before. Nope, it's not. It's like a straight app, is what Trent said they met on.
Tinder?
Was it? Nope, it wasn't Tinder either. Anybody know? Trent, you in here? Let us know. But that's why I didn't. No, I don't think. Was it Tinder? Mama Knows Best?
I think it was Tinder.
Huh. Yo Baby Blondie says, I just got back from Colorado and went by the house. I stayed respectful and just rode by, but it was unbelievable. Yeah, it's got a weird feeling, right? No, it's not OkCupid. Facebook dating. No. Well, and again, I don't really believe it happened, which I will. Oh, Plenty of Fish. I think it was Plenty of Fish. Oh, okay. Well, either way, I don't believe that. I mean, I do believe Chris Watts maybe swings both ways, possibly. Anybody know that?
Now.
Michael says he does now. Anybody remember the double penetration that my girl Nicole Kessinger was looking up? Good stuff. Good stuff. Delaney says it didn't happen. Well, I will say from as far as I know, Trent is doing a lot better, and maybe he just feels bad for even inserting himself. I'll just say that. Cassandra says, I believe it was Plenty of Fish, and I didn't believe him either. Punkette says Michael is my new favorite.
What?
Punkette says Michael is my new fave.
Hi, I don't use that.
Punkette is their name on YouTube. I don't think
Hi,
you've
Punkette.
ever met them. He says hi. Has anyone moved in yet? No, Holly, it's still vacant. 4 years and it's still completely vacant. Sorry, I'm tired of none off my comments are making sense. It's okay. Hey, Pesky. Oh, my Watts. So, I mean, in a nutshell with that, I think Chris Watts can pretty much have, if he was on Grindr or any site like that, he could have any guy he wanted on there. I can guarantee it 100%. Anybody would hook up with him. The hot ones, the not so hot one, anybody. He could have had anyone on there. So I find it hard to believe that he would go with the option of Trent. To put it nicely, and I like Trent, but I'm saying. Delaney says, I questioned KK about the DP. She would say, oh, I don't know anything about that.
But you never know someone's type.
Yeah, you never know someone's type. That's true. I actually have spoke with Kim Kaufman a lot about this case. If you guys don't know who Kim Kaufman is, she's the one that would do the Zoom calls with Chris Watts in prison and got close to the family and stuff like that. And there's some pretty interesting stuff that we spoke about. Her channel got taken down. Okay. But I like Kim. I think she's respectful. A lot of people don't agree with her opinions and stuff, but I think she's very respectful. She leans more well, not leans. She obviously, since she got close to Chris Watts, she believes the first confession because that's what he's going with. And getting into that, that's what I lean more towards as well.
Sit. Sit.
Any guy that can have any gay guy, it's not that hard.
Sit.
You know what Lycan just said? He said, any guy can have any gay guy. It's not that hard. I don't know, Lycan.
Sit.
I mean, you might be able to smash. I don't know. I don't agree with that. But I mean, I guess if you're aroused in that moment and you just want to get your rocks off, I guess maybe. But Trent Bolt said that Chris Watts like paid for his lip injections and stuff like that. So he went further than just like a hookup. Anitra says, I don't believe he was into men. I don't know if he's changed since then. If there's soap in the shower in prison, I would say yes, he has
Doing life
changed.
sentence. He's changed.
Michael says he's doing a life sentence. He's changed. No, it was Sherilyn Cadle that wrote the book. Yes. And I think I have that book somewhere around. I think it's over on my coffee table. Not interested to read it if anybody wants it. Uh-oh.
I got it.
My alarm's going off. It's time to wake up. It was not Tinder. It was an app called WhatsApp. It was WhatsApp? WhatsApp? What? Pesky says, my gay friend Simon said he'd do me with his eyes shut once a month if I cleaned his house. Sounds like a pretty fair deal. Hey, Daniel. How you doing? No, it was Sherry Cadle and Chris Watts' mom, Broken Pieces. Not my subject, so we'll be listening. Okay, Mrs. Portland. Love you, Mrs. Portland. Cece says she likes you, Michael.
Hi, Cece.
He says hi, Cece. So what I believe is after going to the house, after watching all of the Facebook videos obsessively of Shanann, because she did post a lot and would go live a lot. And so you could, and I guess you can't really see how people interact when they're live, but you could kind of pick up on like alpha, beta, that kind of stuff in relationships and just the way, I guess, people treat people and their priorities. So after watching all of that, and then of course, after watching Chris, hey, chicken lady, cluck, cluck, after watching Chris Watts lie repeatedly, I mean, obviously he was lying to cover his tracks, right? But as far as what happened, a lot of people discuss different things that happened. But after watching all of that and then hearing the first confession, a lot of people say, well, he was baited into saying that. That detective baited him. I'm like, why would you bait him to lie? I don't think that's a good tactic to use if you're baiting somebody just to get a confession that could possibly not be true.
That's what they do.
Michael says it's what they do. Hey, flat-chested female.
What?
Michael's laughing at me. That's their screen name.
Interesting.
Flat-chested female.
Well, at least she's proud of it.
Yeah. Well, she also, and I don't want to make a joke out of that because she also has a breast cancer ribbon as the icon.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I'm assuming you're a survivor, so that's good. Why are you hanging around somebody who wants to punch women in the face? Do you agree with that behavior? 80s girl, that is not the topic of this live stream. And you're going to be timed out until you can stay on topic and think about your behavior. You got 5 minutes to think about your actions. Come back and change your attitude. Okay? Thank you. Next time, be specific about what you're talking about. Hey, anti-side-eye. So anyways, back to what I believe. And then after going to the house, they want you to join them in chat.
Join who?
They said, Michael, come join us in chat.
How do I read?
You just view the YouTube
Oh,
video
yeah,
and you
yeah,
go to
yeah.
chat, but you got to turn the volume down or it'll echo. Okay.
I'll just put you in my ear.
All right, whatever. 80s girl was blocked for 5 minutes. Cock blocked for coming in sideways. So anyways, I think that when you are cheating on somebody or you cause emotional distress, and obviously I've never been pregnant, so I don't know the emotions and the hormones and everything that goes on with being pregnant. We have tried. But I've dealt with, females that have been pregnant. They're very emotional. So I'm not going to get in and judge Shanann and all that, because there's people who have conspiracies and say, oh, well, she drank. Well, blah, blah, blah. I didn't see her. I don't know what she did. Okay. But I can say that through jealousy and stuff like that, you can snap in a moment. So a lot of people, they believe, Chris planned this. He planned it out. You have the doll that, had the blanket or the pillow over its face, tied around its face, the creepy doll that kind of gave a prediction of what was going to happen, which was really weird, by the way. That's why I think there's demons involved. Hold on 1 second. Lonnie says, I sent you a video of Chris Watt's mom and talking about the book, All My Broken Pieces. Oh, okay. Good night, Lonnie. Thank you. So seeing all of that and kind of going through, when I was younger, because I told you guys the first time I went to jail was when my first boyfriend was cheating on me, and I called him out on it and he decided to hit me. So I beat the shit out of him and I went to jail. And that was the first time I went to jail. And in that moment, I was like, whoa, that all happened so quickly. So in my personal opinion, I think this was, again, this is just my opinion. I think this was a brokenhearted, full of emotion, domestic violence outburst gone wrong. And I lean towards the first confession of, jealousy can make you do some crazy stuff. So can love. And I believe the first confession. And then I believe that Chris was like, oh shit, now I'm fucked. Because I do believe he killed Shanann after she possibly did what he said she did in the first confession. I'm careful with my words because, again, I'm not saying this is fact. I'm saying this is just what I believe from observing. Oh, Daniel agrees. There's Michael in the chat. There's Stretch. And people say, well, why wouldn't he just call the police? Well, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I'm emotional and I do something crazy, if you did something like that, like let's say if Michael was cheating on me and I was pregnant and I was like, fuck you, Michael, I'm going to destroy your life. And let's say I killed our children and then wanted to get him in trouble for it. And then he killed me. In that moment, he's probably going to be like, okay, I'm fucked. So I'm just going to hide everything. I do not think Nicole Kissinger was involved at all. I think maybe he was planning on telling her eventually so they can, I don't know, run away. But I don't think Nicole Kissinger would be that, would have that lack of morals. And I don't think she would be that stupid. But do I think Chris Watts is that stupid? Yeah, a little bit. My live is 30 seconds behind. Good morning, Amberly. I respect your opinion, but in my opinion, she was sick due to her pregnancy. That could possibly be. Oh, yeah. Michael, did you know I have a chicken named after me? What? Chicken Lady has a channel, and she has all these chickens, and a baby chicken is named Save Squawky. She named it after me.
I want a chicken named after me?
He wants a chicken named after him. And by the way, someone named their dog after me as well. That was like 2 years ago. His name's Robbie. Hey, Jane Ivy's addiction. Delaney says it would have been nice for Judge Kopkow to have allowed touch DNA on their necks to be done. I don't understand why not. Yeah, it kind of seems like everything was rushed, right? Michael says he's trying to get me pregnant. Oh, Mama Knows Best says, poor Robbie, I believe she was involved. A lot of people do. And just like Seeking the Truth with Dave, I love Dave. I think he's awesome. And he still talks about this case because he's passionate about it. And he, there's not a lot of hype around this case anymore. And that's how you can tell the people that really care about it and are passionate about their beliefs. Because there were a lot of people who thought this case was not over. There's more to it, but they've shut their mouths. and they've moved on to big cases, Summer Wells, all these other popular cases. So it makes me, I'm like, you didn't care about this case to begin with, or you'd still be passionate about talking about it. And that's why I respect Dave, and Armchair Detective. And I think Dave still believes NK was involved, and so does Armchair. And I've always liked their communities because they're open to different opinions. But I think, again, Nicole Kissinger is not guilty. And I like to wear this shirt in public sometimes because I'm going to run into Nicole Kissinger one day and I'm going to give her a big hug. Because can you guys imagine? Hey, Dana, I hope you're doing well too. Can you guys imagine being a slut? Anyone? I don't have to imagine that. You used to be a slut too. Can you imagine getting involved with somebody and they tell you that they're going through a divorce and they're sleeping in separate rooms, they live together?
Yes.
Huh?
I just saw it.
Oh. And then all of a sudden there's murder that happens in it and everybody in the world has a target on your ass, saying you're involved just simply because you were involved with a married man. And a lot of you can say, well, she's a home wrecker and she wrecked their home. He's the one who chose to put his penis inside of her vagina, to put it bluntly. You still watch Dave? Lycan remembers being a slut quite vividly, probably because it was just this morning when you were pulling up your zipper and walking back to your house. Lycan. Ooh, Daniel wants to buy the Watts home. Just go to the supermarket parking lot. I don't know if that was her in that picture, by the way. Michael says he used to be a slut. So if you were involved in that, obviously people are going to blame you because you look like the bad person. You're the terrible person. You're the home wrecker. It's your fault. Everyone's gone and you're probably involved. So yeah, today, no matter what you believe, you should respect and pay tribute to the lives that were lost and all of that stuff. But also I think people like Shanann's family, Chris Watts' family too. Everybody is so fucking mean to them and they didn't do shit to you. Here, I'll get to that in a minute. But also people like Nicole Kissinger. Clearly, I trust the police to do their job. And if she truly was involved, I think they would have found something by now. Claire doesn't need to imagine being a slut. Proud of you, Claire. Auntie Side-Eye says I would buy the Watts house and open it up to ghost hunting groups for a fee and make a profit. Yeah, Auntie Side-Eye, or you could open up to true crime obsessive people because people drive by the house anyways. Can you imagine how many people would want to stay there in a true crime Airbnb? Jen Lou says Chris Watts was the home wrecker and Kay was just a lying liar mouth who tells lies. I like that quote. Being a slut was fun. Nitra says, I still keep changing my mind if she was involved, but not because she was with a married man. That happens every day, and don't blame her for doing that. Well, I mean, think about it logically. If you are a mistress to somebody or you're involved with a married man, do you really think it'd be a smart idea to be like, hey, kill your family? That's stupid. Hey, Marlene, I love you. That's dumb. I think it's and some relationships are really hard to get out of and you feel stuck and trapped in them because I've felt like that before. And it feels like prison, but Jesus, don't you think it's easier just to say, hey, can you fuck off and I'll fuck off instead of doing a whole murder and completely ruining the life that you have planned? He had planned to get his own apartment and move on and have shared custody and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think if you're planning on doing something like that, that you would really involve yourself in something as dangerous as murder. That's just my opinion. Good morning, Tiff. Ooh, Delaney says, I think she gave him an ultimatum, like use the CC for dinner, because the summer fun was over. True. And then things were going to change drastically. So he killed them, in my opinion. And I can see how you have that point of view. I think killing people obviously is going to put you in prison, and you're going to be looked into, especially if you're having an affair. I mean, that's the dumbest thing to do, is if you're going to murder somebody, to have an affair first. Because of course they're going to look at that whole situation and be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Now you're guilty. You're going to fucking jail. Stretch says, I think she did it because she knew he was planning on leaving her. Ooh, Lycan says, murder sounds like a fun solution. Lycan, that is a very Taurus thing to say. Okay. He looks different now. Do you think he had a psychotic break? You mean the morning of the murders? I don't think, because everybody likes to throw around the word narcissist about Chris Watts as well. Again, my personal opinion, I saw Shanann that way. Now, I mean, obviously she cared about her family, so maybe not completely a narcissist, but Chris Watts is he's too shy and meek and soft-spoken to be a narcissist, in my personal opinion. But that word gets to be thrown around a lot. And then people say stuff like maybe he had a psychotic break. I don't think so. I don't think somebody who's truly, he seemed optimistic about leaving the marriage and, you know, being with Nicole and having shared custody and getting an apartment and stuff. I just think that's too positive of a plan to do something so evil that would screw up your plans. Deanna says, do you think she wanted to get pregnant to keep Chris? I don't know. I mean, I suppose that happens in relationships. We don't know how early on she knew what was going on. Nobody really knows that. Hey, Becca Chu. But I can see that happening. But I mean, I don't think pregnancy really will keep somebody in a relationship, because obviously if he was planning on leaving, they already had 2 kids together anyways. So I don't think a third one would really influence that. Claire says, we can't blame NK. Watts knew what he was doing. He used NK to get away from Shanann. I don't believe he would have stayed with NK. He wanted to play the field. Do you think he wanted, because if you guys saw pictures of Chris before he started working out, doing Thrive, he was pretty heavy set, and he did not look as hot as he did when he got arrested and took his shirt off. So I think maybe he was just enjoying the moment of like meeting a new girl, feeling handsome, and, you know, I don't know. And maybe he just hadn't felt like that in a long time. Who knows? Hey, Sherry. He used the kids as props. Chicken Lady says, you know what I love about this channel? It's like the Tower of Babel. The enclave of different channel followers is so diverse. Well, yeah, because everyone's opinion is welcome. And again, nobody knows what happened. We could just speculate. And that's why it's important, you know.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about
Don't
that.
mind your own business, Siri. He did look hot, Mama Knows Best says. Hold on. I think I have a picture here. 1 second. Nope, I think I deleted it. Yep, it's deleted. Shanann had Chris by the balls. She had the attitude and told him what to do. That's what I was saying. People who believe the first confession or observe things about the family that could be controversial. That's why I try to be really respectful about the way I word what I believe, is because I don't want to be like disrespectful. Now, when I'm off of YouTube and I talk about it more bluntly in my opinions of what I thought about Shanann and stuff like that. But I don't want to be disrespectful, because I know the family listens to streams like this and stuff, and I don't want to piss them off. Staying together for the sake of the kids only makes you hate the partner more. I tried, and that doesn't work. It doesn't work. Best to walk away. He's found religion now. Maybe he was possessed when he committed the murders. See, I do believe evil and demons were involved, because lust brings that into the equation. But But there's a lot of people that say, oh, Chris is just saying he's found God now so he can get out of prison, or so people will look at him differently. It's like, do you really think he's ever going to get out of prison? No. And if he wants to turn to God, that's, we can't judge that. That's between him and God. What was the name of the book that you were talking about? There's Letters from Christopher. There's the one that Tanya Hagen wrote. She was on my panel about 2 years ago. She wrote a fictional book about this story, and it's kind of got paranormal stuff involved in it. It's really interesting. What's the name of that one? I forget the name. Tanya, I'm sorry. Michael says, investigators love getting people to have false confessions. I don't see why they would want to do that, because it throws off the whole case. Just saying it can happen, demons are real. I completely agree with that. Tiff says, Chris Watts is that 1% who has that ability to snap and see it through. Has that ability. Oh, got it. He could have easily just divorced and moved on with NK, even though I don't think that relationship would have lasted. I don't think so either. But I will say that Nicole Kissinger, I mean, obviously that was a new relationship to her too. Oh, thank you, Boyd Mama. The name of the book Tanya wrote is No Inclination. Nicole, that was a new positive thing in her life. And can you imagine starting a relationship with somebody, everything going good, and then all of a sudden you're being questioned in a room and the whole world is accusing you of murder and being a part of what happened, and really all you wanted to do was date a hot guy and maybe get some dick and maybe possibly turn into a good relationship? So, I mean, she can't even, I mean, in Colorado, not a lot of people, if you ask them about this case, not a lot of them know about it, or at least before the Netflix documentary, not a lot of people knew about it. So I'd imagine she could walk around Colorado and not get noticed, but not if I'm walking on the street. She can't. Because I will jump on her and give her a hug, because I do feel bad for Nicole Kissinger. I don't think it's I mean, yes, you can have your opinions, but I don't think it's okay to like completely go after someone. And there's a lot of hatred towards her. Claire says, I'll do anything to get some dick. Wait a minute. Are you Nicole Kissinger under a troll account, Claire? My theory was, Sherry, I think your message cut off. Michael says they literally don't care what they say or do to get a confession. That showed when Chris was being questioned. Oh, you think he wanted a new life? Yeah, so obviously he didn't want a new life in prison. That's why I don't think he had any of this planned at all. How many times have we heard from a murderer that he has found God? Maybe some really do, but most are full of bullshit. Well, there's Susan Atkins of the Manson family. Her interviews are really creepy from prison. But she like found the Lord and was all weird and stuff. And I think maybe back then she thought she'd get out easier. So maybe in that case, I would say, but I mean, you have nothing else better to do when you're in prison, but I don't know, kill time talking to God. Michael, what did you do when you were in prison? What did you do when you were in prison?
I worked out, I meditated, and I went to school.
He worked out, meditated, and went to school when he was in prison. Did you ever talk to God?
You know that answer.
No. Robbie, it's NK. Don't tell anyone this is my new identity. Gotcha. Some people are asking for it. I'm just curious why kill your own family. Ooh, and not some real assholes. Hey, Lottie. Courtney says it's because she lied so much that caused people to think she's involved. I wonder if she now regrets lying. To be honest, I would lie too. That's a contradiction. To be honest, I would lie. I would. I wouldn't want everyone to know, and I would go through my phone and I would delete all the naked pictures, maybe even conversations we had, even if I wasn't involved, just because all my interaction, of course she's going to lie. I mean, it's not a smart idea to lie if you're being investigated, but again, you have the whole world putting a target on you, so you're going to want to clean things up a little bit so you don't look as much of a homewrecker as you are. Okay. Amberly says, I just stopped laughing out loud. Robbie NK just wanted to date a hot guy and get some dick. Well, I mean, it could be very true. When I was in jail, a lot of people turned to God. I don't know if they carried it on. Yeah, I mean, that's between them and God. But I mean, if you have all that time to sit in silence, like Michael said, he would meditate and stuff. So if he wants to open up a Bible and get into that, then more power to him. Maybe do literally anything to cover your tracks. That's what I think he did in this situation. And again, this is my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. But if I was in his situation and the first confession actually happened, I would have done the same thing. And you guys are probably like, you sick bastard. But I would have. I would have been like, I'm fucked either way. So I'm going to try to cover it up and see, because I didn't do this. That's probably what I imagine he was thinking. He didn't do shit. Well, except for Shanann, in my opinion. Michael says, there are 2 ways to do prison. Work out and be active, or sit on your ass and get fat. Pretty cut and dry. Chicken Lady says it's because the Bible is the only book many prisoners get. Ooh, that's a good observation, Chicken Lady. Pesky says if I went to prison, I'd find the top dog and be their bitch for protection. That's awesome. Louise says when Chris was talking to his dad in the interview room, he said to his dad, why would she hurt my girls? Who was he talking about? I do not think it was Shanann. Ooh. That is a good point. Because that could mean any female. I think it could possibly be Shanann who he was talking about. But there are no winners here. Each family lost someone dear to them. Exactly. That's what people need to remember. So I'm going to wrap this up in a minute, but I just wanted to share out Decipher Podcast's live stream for tonight because I'm not going to be able to be on panel. And I just wanted to recognize that it's 4 years and recognize everybody's opinions are respected. Even if you think someone's an asshole for their opinion, you should still respect it because obviously you have an opinion for a reason. And with that being said, like I was saying, there's a lot of true crime channels that stick to what they're passionate about or a case that they're passionate about. And I wanted to also celebrate Lokamai's channel because Lokamai shares out Amber alerts. She shares out missing people reports daily that are not popular. She doesn't do it for hype or for clout. Lokamai does it because she truly cares. And Lokamai is at 903 subscribers right now. And if you guys can go over and show her channel some love, I would really appreciate that because she cares about the stuff that she talks about. So let me put her channel link in the chat. Lokamai's channel. There's her channel link. So please go over there, and I would highly recommend subscribing to Lokamai because she really does some awesome stuff on her channel, and I can't even keep up with that every day because she does so many Amber alerts, and then the same day she'll give updates. A lot of the people, they get found, and she celebrates it, but the most important part is she is a genuine person, Amberly, and she cares a lot. She has a big heart. Michael knows. He talks to her outside of YouTube. She's an amazing friend. She's a beautiful person, and she deserves to get up there and get her 1,000 subscribers and keep her channel going, and so she can continue the awesome work that she does, and people can actually follow and see when there's an Amber alert. Okay, Lycan, did your backup channel Coca-Cola hit 1,000 yet? I think it did. Can you post the link to that too? See, he agrees. Lokamai is amazing. So again, I'm going to drop her. Did I pin it? Lokamai's channel. I'm going to try it one more time and pin it. Okay, there we go. So please go over there, show some love. And tonight, I'll see you in the Chat and Decipher podcasts live stream. And I'm sure you're going to see a lot of videos popping up today about the case. And, okay, I get when you guys do the memorial slideshow shit, but can you guys knock off the cheesy shit? Because people keep uploading like that. Oh, well, I'm not going to judge you. Never mind. It's just kind of annoying. Anyways, she's going to marry us. Yeah, Lokamai is going to marry us. Because we want to get married in Hawaii. All right, guys. I love you. Have a good day. And I need to go work out because that's what I was going to do before I got on here. So I will talk to you guys later. And again, I'll see you in Deciphers. And don't forget to subscribe to Lokamai. Bye.
No, dance, dance, no, dance.